Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 450 based on novel. So let's start. Teacher. Looking at the golden body, Xiao Yan felt relieved, and immediately let out a heavy breath, looking at the golden figure in the distance with a stupefied face. Yaroji, what are you doing? Isn't bullying my disciple the same as bullying your disciple? The golden figure seemed to be smiling but not smiling, and then led the ancient ruler and the emperor to fly towards Xiao Yang together. The rich flame breath made Xiao Yang very nourished. If I don't do this, will you come out? Your Majesty the Holy King. Seeing the golden figure appear, Yaroji dissipated the purple rune in her hand, and immediately walked towards the golden figure lazily, with a strong anger in her word. Or, jealous. Second brother, are you alright? Without the obstruction of the purple rune, Xiao Yi hurried back to pick up Xiao Yang and said with concern. Which song did you sing? Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi were dumbfounded. Silly boy, Her Majesty Yaroji has opened the way to the spiritual palace for you. Now your soul power has reached the late Huiyuan period, and it is just around the corner to step into the spiritual travel realm. Don't you thank your Majesty? The golden figure stroked his beard with gorgeous flames and said with a smile. Disciple Xiao Yang, thank Yaroji, your Majesty. When Xiao Yang heard the words, he was immediately startled, because the spiritual palace in the body had already filled up the 6th floor, and now the power of the elf actually broke through to the late stage of Huiyuan realm with the random blow of Yaroji just now. What kind of character is this? Tuorsha, do you still know how to laugh? Yaoji chattered non-stop, but that gesture of showing affection could not escape Xiao Yang's gaze. It's been my fault for so many years, I've suffered you. At this time, Tuorsha Jinying grabbed Yaoji's slender hand, and said with a guilty face. You. Yaroji originally wanted to get angry, but was taken aback by Tuorshi's actions, and the anger on her pretty face quickly diminished. Okay, now you and I are just two energy forms. I'll leave these words for you to tell me in person when you see me. Yaroji, however, did not accept this kind of lie. She broke free from the palm of the Holy King, her beautiful eyes filled with a faint pride. This guy is my disciple, and he is also the descendant of the Xiao clan, the few remaining members of the Xiao clan. Seeing Yaroji's attitude like this, the Holy King couldn't do it by force, so he could only shake his head and say, Qingguan, even a strong person like himself who stands at the peak of the great thousand world is helpless. Your disciple. Your disciple. Your disciple. In the first realm of Fenju, was the holy pattern condensed for the first time? And what kind of did you give him? The broken ancient ruler? Some miscellaneous useless things? And that bastard, Xiao Yuntian, who left a remnant of the holy flame for his family's descendants. Yaroji, who was originally emotionally stable, heard Tuorshi's words, her anger swept out, and there was a very obvious contempt in her beautiful eyes. When Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi heard the words, they couldn't help but look at each other. They don't have any right to speak at all about the words of a powerhouse of this level. However, it is also completely clear that the ancient Emperor Tuorsha is the Holy King who is famous in the world. And judging from the speculations of the two of them just now and the current situation, it seems that the relationship between His Majesty the Holy King and Goddess Yaoji is very delicate. Is it really as they guessed? Holy King? Holy Mother? Being scolded by Yaroji like this, the Holy King did not have the slightest temper, and immediately looked at Xiao Yang with a hint of apology. Listen to my explanation. This is also impossible. Of course we can help him more, but in that case, our news will be exposed more obviously. At this moment, the Holy King had an inexplicable profound meaning in his words. What do you mean by that? Yaroji is also a gifted person, and she is very intelligent. When Shengyang said this, she also noticed something. During the First World War, the alien race was our main enemy, but in the end, after we paid a very heavy price in the world, we still expelled them. But even so, the Xiao clan and several other races that stood at the peak of the Great Thousand World were all sealed and killed, and the remaining powerhouses can only dormant quietly and wait for this matter to surface. The Holy King said, as if there were words in his words. You mean, someone is controlling all this behind the scenes? When Yaoji heard the words, she immediately became suspicious. She had never encountered such a thing before. It's hard to say now. Little guy, this is the last bit of strength I left behind. If we miss it, it may be the last time we meet. The Holy King suddenly looked at Xiao Yang and said, Senior, how am I going to find you? This is what Xiao Yang is most concerned about. With the relationship between the Holy King and the Xiao clan, As long as any one of them is found, I am afraid that the following things will become very easy. Underworld. But you have to remember, beware of the people in the center of the human world, the mastermind seems to come from them. The eyes of the Holy King were filled with endless depth, and he immediately revealed. The disciple knows. Xiao Yan nodded. Don't worry, although we are suppressed by the seal, we won't be dead for a while, and we are sealed by ourselves. Even the mastermind behind the scenes will have a hard time finding us. But now the aliens are eyeing them, they can easily become the thugs behind the scenes again. Once the aliens are attacking, the world is also in danger, so you need faster time to improve yourself. Without the strength of reincarnation, you can't touch the third holy flame. Even if you cultivate the burning dew, you will be destroyed both physically and mentally. With your strength, if your strength is not in the middle of the reincarnation level, you will not be able to touch the peak of this great thousand world, and you will not be able to go to the underworld. The Holy King Zaidu said. That's it, my stupid disciple, see you in the underworld. The voice fell, and the figure of the Holy King disappeared. Saint. Call me your Majesty. Xiao Yang just wanted to speak when he met Yaroji's response, but this time there was no hostility in his voice, instead there was a touch of sadness. Your Majesty. Xiao Yang said. I already know the matter. Although I have the heart to help you, but I am not the body, and I am powerless. Yaoji shook her head. I don't know where Yaroji's body is. Where is she? Xiao Yang asked boldly. My body exists in the dark holy abyss. It is also the second demon-suppressing prison that has been passed down by word of mouth among the human beings in the great thousand worlds. I know the purpose of your coming here, but this guy has my reincarnation seal. I can't help you much this time. I will leave a test. If you can pass the test, I will give you a good reward. If you fail, both of you are not worthy of being my disciples. In an instant, the wind was surging, and a peerless aura that traveled 9 days came down. Senior, please enlighten me. When Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi heard this, they immediately clasped their fists and waited for Yaroji's so-called assessment. Behind me are the elves, and now in the elves' lair, there is an evil mind whose strength is comparable to the quadruple reincarnation, and you should have fought against him before. Today, although it is seriously injured, the coffin of the elf patriarch exists, and its strength is still not to be underestimated. As for my assessment, the two of you join forces to kill this evil thought and take out the token of the elf patriarch. In exchange, I'll let Xiao Yi get my inheritance. As for you, I'll give you one of the repair methods for Jushenqi. Yaoji's illusory figure stared at Xiao Yang and said slowly, Jushenkai. The second highest divine weapon in the human world's artifact list. It is said that controlling this ruler is enough to break the cycle of reincarnation and kill the god of war. When Xiao Yang heard this, there was quite a feeling of turning the river into the sea in his body. This ancient ruler, which was condensed from the different fires in the Doqi continent, actually has such a history. Hey, little guy, don't be too busy to be happy. The god execution ruler is extremely powerful. Even in a complete state, you can't wave the slightest bit now. The original Holy King, but with the power of the god-killing ruler in his complete state, he killed a foreign evil race evil with 1 foot. I will give you the repair method for the god execution ruler, but there are 2 parts to the restoration of the god execution ruler. After the 2 parts are successfully repaired, special tempering is required to regain the brilliance of the next day. Because you can also feel it, the eternal ruler is not only severely broken, but also has a very ethereal feeling. The origin of the Jushin ruler is unknown. Its predecessor is what you have in your hand. The ancient ruler formed by the strange fire is only its initial form. After you finish repairing it once, it can also volatilize the terrible power that shakes the cycle of reincarnation. After the second repair and tempering, the god ruler will be executed, and then it will return to the great thousand world, and it will glow with its glory. Yaroji poured a basin of cold water down, extinguishing the heat in Xiao Yang's heart, but explained the origin of this divine artifact clearly. This is the god-killing ruler. After the special transformation of the Holy King, its ruler body has a total of 7 holy holes, and each holy hole corresponds to a holy pattern transformed by a holy flame. The blessing of the 6 holy flames on the 2 of you is enough to make it evaporate a lot of power. Later on, I will let the 2 of you temporarily possess the strength of reincarnation, and directly introduce you to the elf coffin where evil thoughts live. Remember, to deal with the power of evil, only by sticking to your heart and conquering the enemy with the holy fire of holy flame, will you have a chance of life. Do you have confidence? Yaroji raised her head, her beautiful eyes suddenly filled with a vast ancient wave. Definitely the mission. Let's go. Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi looked at each other, and a strong killing intent emerged in their eyes. I hope you all have good luck. But I only have one holy flame. After you return triumphantly, what will be the distribution of this thing? I did this for your own good. Boom. The huge purple energy actually ignored the confinement of the void and transported the two to the golden elf coffin inhabited by the elf clan chief. At this time, in the elf coffin, it was pitch black everywhere, and the evil power slanted out like a tide, making people horrified. One after another, the evil monsters raged in this dark void with expressionless faces. They were messed up and smelled badly, like a dark corpse nest piled up with corpses. The ancient ruler with a faint golden luster stood in front of Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi, and the dark and evil monsters were instantly dispersed. Second brother. The reincarnation mark on Xiao Yi's eyebrows was extremely bright, and her eyes were extremely solemn as she looked at the golden coffin hanging in the dark void in the distance. Above the golden coffin, a dark and wriggling liquid is continuously absorbing nutrients and recovering its own strength little by little. Sure enough, he's not dead yet. Xiao Yang held the Jigu ruler with one hand, exerting all his strength to stimulate the terrifying aura on it, staring at the golden coffin directly above and speaking lightly. At the same time, on Xiao Yang's other hand, a 5-color fire lotus slowly moved up. Boom. The dark power above the coffin ignored Xiao Yang, and saw Xiao Yang waved his hands, the 5-color fire lotus spun, and countless gorgeous and hot lotus leaves scattered, and then burst into the dark aura above the golden coffin. A burst of white mist emerged from the black aura, and the voices of grief and anger resounded through the heavens and the earth like the howling of a beast. You. How did you get in here? Just as Xiao Yang and the others looked down, an evil roar resounded through the entire dark void, and the dark aura above the golden coffin finally appeared. Magic shadow evil spirit, we meet again. This time, it was still blessed by the power of reincarnation. As soon as he made a move, 6 ancient holy flame runes flashed in front of Xiao Yang. Under the blessing of the ancient ruler and the 6 holy runes, a terrifying power that had never been seen before, burning cleanses this filthy world. This time, this seat will definitely leave you here completely. Great formation of evil thoughts. The demon shadow evil spirit couldn't help but waved his hand, and the majestic and viscous black energy was like a vast ocean, instantly surrounding Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi's bodies. You don't have much power now, why bother? Xiao Yang's eyes were filled with a terrifying suffocating aura, his palm was raised, and endless power was slanted out, causing the whole world to be restless. Seeing Xiao Yang's terrifying power, the demonic shadow demon couldn't help but have an illusion. It seems that this level of power cannot be controlled by Xiao Yang at all. What kind of power is this? Since you're here, then let's turn it into the nourishment of this seat. Looking at Xiao Yang's fierce aura, there was a sneer on the dark face of the demon shadow and evil spirit, an endless evil light emanated from his eyes, and the evil power swept out overwhelmingly, polluting the sky like a Sen Luo is like hell. Reincarnation print. The purple halo around Xiao Yi's body was flourishing. Once it was cast, the evil spirit in the entire space evaded the two of them. Eternal ruler, 6 holy patterns. The majestic and sacred thunderous thunder resounded throughout the entire space, and suddenly a giant golden ruler with a length of several thousand meters slowly appeared behind Xiao Yang. Above the giant golden ruler, there is a golden dragon shadow at the handle of the ruler, showing endless domineering. The golden light on the ruler is prosperous, and it has a terrible power to suppress everything. The most important thing is that among the 7 tiny holes on the ruler body, it has been filled by 6 flame holy patterns with different lustrous powers. The ancient and vast power is like a round of golden scorching sun, just a sliver of the scorching sun afterglow burst out, crushing the terrifying monsters that permeated this world. The holy will was awe-inspiring, and the golden scorching sun energy pressure tilted down, causing this void to be completely shattered. The demonic evil spirit in the space and the coffin under his feet trembled violently, as if it would be completely shattered at any time. Why is there a feeling of exhaustion of my evil power on this strange golden ruler? Feeling this kind of terrifying attack, the demon shadow evil spirit looked at Xiao Yang gloomily. The attack that this guy is performing now is definitely guided by an expert. An attack of this level is completely different from the previous fight against him in the outside world, a world of difference. Today is your day of death. Repression. Xiao Yang was majestic, and the ancient ruler in front of him swung down heavily towards the void, and the golden scorching sun in front of him immediately released circles of sacred halo, with a terrifying impact of falling into the starry sky, quickly strangling away at the demonic shadow evil spirit. Want to kill me? It's not that easy. Feeling such a terrifying divine aura, the demon shadow evil spirit knew that he had no choice but to retreat, and immediately stretched out his palm covered with countless dark lines from the shadow, and probed towards the golden coffin in front of him. This is the inside of the golden coffin, and the golden coffin in front of it is where the remains of the previous elf clan chief are kept. Now this move of the demon shadow evil spirit can't help but surprise Xiao Yang and the two. Second brother, the elf coffin is extremely rigid and mysterious, even the great elder can't crack it, don't worry. Seeing this, Xiao Yi couldn't help but sneer, this guy has no place to die today. Not right. However, Xiao Yang's huge soul power slowly conveyed a long-lost sense of fear. Crack. The crisp and harsh voice suddenly resounded through the entire dark void, and suddenly the two of them saw a stream of light shattered above the golden coffin, and drops of cyan blood dripped onto the body of the demon shadow evil spirit without reservation. Old guy, die for this seat. Boom. The cyan blood dripped, and the evil spirit's damaged source quickly recovered. Immediately, he turned his eyes to Xiao Yang behind him viciously, and instantly poured into the golden coffin. The entire dark void became quiet and dead. What happened? Xiao Yi was a little stunned for a while. The previous elf patriarch had fallen for countless ages. Why did he still have the elven blood of golden blood? Moreover, the golden coffin is covered with countless mysterious patterns. How could this demonic evil spirit be able to decipher it so easily and enter it? It seems that it has eroded the corpse of this senior's coffin. There was a buzzing sound from the ancient ruler behind Xiao Yang. Even with the blessing of the 6 flame holy patterns and the power of Fenju, a coldness emerged. Bang bang bang. Just as the two hesitated, circles of mysterious runes quietly fell off the edge of the golden coffin in the dark void, and dark lines spread out, as if one after another evil cracks were about to shatter the golden coffin. The next moment, above the golden coffin, circles of black demonic energy crazily emerged and spread out, enveloping the entire void. This guy can actually control the power of the patriarch. Xiao Yi looked at the golden coffin in astonishment, and it shook violently inside, as if this guy was about to break out of the ground. The corpse of the patriarch should still be lying in the golden coffin. It seems that this guy must be killed as soon as possible, otherwise once he regains his full strength, it will be troublesome. Xiao Yang nodded, the majestic soul power swept out of his body. However, just after using his soul power, Xiao Yang was surprised to find that as his soul power entered the late stage of Huyuan, the whole picture of the void here appeared in his mind without any cover. This place was originally a light space, used to hold the corpse of the elf clan chief, but with the evil thoughts, now it has become and foul-smelling space. Soul power, holy mark, eternal ruler. There was a strange amber luster in Xiao Yang's eyes, and the spiritual palace in his body surged, and an invisible soul force instantly bound the golden coffin tightly. The holy patterns stretched out together, and the endless holy flames and soul power formed an airtight soul fire net. On the soul fire net, countless looming flame runes are intertwined, ancient and esoteric, and they are actually suppressing the evil aura that spreads from the golden coffin. The punishment of heaven and earth, the ruler of the gods. The high-pitched roaring sound fell, and a giant golden ruler suddenly became countless times larger. It was directly held high above his head by Xiao Yang, and immediately slashed out 1 foot, slashing towards the golden coffin bound by the soul fire net. Go! Although the broken ancient ruler was vulnerable to a single blow, but under the shroud of 6 holy patterns, the ancient flames roared directly towards the inside of the golden coffin. Shrouded by such a terrifying power, the golden coffin turned abruptly, and the endless ancient flames actually completely evaporated all the demonic energy around the golden coffin. Zhu! Zhu Shenkai! Looking at the roaring golden ruler, there was an extremely terrifying trembling sound inside the golden coffin. If you want to kill me, you are still a little tender. Feeling the threat of death, the shadow in the golden coffin immediately let out a frantic roar, and the magic energy rolled around, causing the golden ruler to slowly move a lot. The power of spirits. Zaidu let out a low roar, and the cyan halo replaced the demonic energy and spread directly from the golden coffin. The moment it spread, it resisted Xiao Yang's attack. Reincarnation seal, it for me. Second brother, take advantage of now. When Xiao Yi saw this, the reincarnation mark between the eyebrows was bursting with an extremely ancient aura, and in an instant, the power of the elves above the golden coffin was completely absorbed, and the whole body was buzzing, as if it would be burst at any time. Die. Xiao Yang's eyes were awe-inspiring, all the power in his body was revolving, the ancient ruler was flickering, and the 6 flame holy patterns fell off and directly suppressed the golden coffin. Boom. The golden ruler exploded in an instant. The power of countless vast ancient flames actually penetrated into the golden coffin, like hitting a soft shell. The sound echoes between this world. A circle of golden flames fluctuates, sweeping from the golden coffin at that time. The entire dark void is completely shattered, and countless evil auras are swallowed up by it, disappearing cleanly. Cece finally died. After doing all this, Xiao Yang's body was covered with a sense of heaviness, but because of this time, he also gained a lot of insights into the use of the holy pattern. Second brother. Xiao Yi hurriedly came to Xiao Yang's side and opened her mouth with anxious eyes, ignoring the bloodstains on her body. It's okay, this guy is dead. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, the devil's Rubik's cube emerged from his body, and with a wave of his hand, he absorbed the last trace of evil thoughts into it. Even with this method, it is not unusual to want to stifle evil thoughts, but with the devil's cube to absorb the last trace of its origin, this guy has completely fallen here. As for the devil's cube, it has absorbed a strength comparable to the 4th level evil thoughts, but only half of it has been filled. If you use devilization in the future, the strength will probably reach a whole new level. It's finally over. The void here is broken, and I am afraid that it will collapse completely in an instant. The ancient ruler and the holy pattern are put away together, and a wry smile appeared on the corner of Xiao Yang's mouth. The power of the elf just now, are you alright? After dealing with these matters, Xiao Yang just looked at Xiao Yi with some worry. The azure-colored elf power that Xian Yan used just now was clearly part of the power left by the elf clan chief, and was extremely tyrannical and domineering. If you take action to absorb it all, I am afraid that you will not be able to defeat the evil thoughts. It should be fine. Yaoji's reincarnation seal can stop and absorb all the power of elves, but I need some time. Xiao Yi's breath was extremely disordered, and the purple power and cyan power flowed around in her body. It was obvious that the two were engaged in some kind of extremely stubborn confrontation, so she said with a gloomy face. The next step is to take out the token of the elf clan chief. As for Yaoji's examination, it can be considered a complete pass. Xiao Yang nodded. Although the injury on Xiao Yi's body is not optimistic, the extremely insurmountable cycle of reincarnation actually loosened slowly under the contest of the two forces. After looking at each other, the two instantly came to the golden coffin. At this time, cracks appeared around the golden coffin. It was obvious that it had been invaded by evil thoughts for too long. Now it is already rotten, like a piece of rotten wood, which will be completely shattered at any time. I just killed the evil thoughts. With the power of the ancient ruler and the holy pattern, I have completely eliminated the evil power in the coffin. It is up to you to do this kind of thing about the interior of your elves. Xiao Yang put his hand on Xiao Yi's shoulder and smiled, then stepped aside slightly. The power in his body is quite strange, and it is not something that the power of the elf clan can take advantage of. Right now, this opportunity belongs to Xiao Yi. As the second brother, Xiao Yang will naturally not try to fight for it. Okay. Xiao Yi nodded, and immediately her body was bathed in a purple halo. She suppressed the blue halo in one fell swoop, raised her palm, and pressed it against the golden pattern on the edge of the golden coffin. Just as Xiao Yi's palms were pressed together, an extremely bright cyan halo burst out from the golden coffin, and immediately there was no fluctuation. Under the guidance of her reincarnation seal, it was perfectly injected into Xiao Yi's body. Then, with a cracking sound, the lid of the coffin was quietly pushed open by Xiao Yi. The coffin had just been opened, and an extremely majestic and terrifying aura was sprayed out like a crater, causing the two of them to become more stressed, and they instantly retreated dozens of steps. Enough to make the 8-star fighting immortals smash to pieces. There are white bones, a corpse. There are countless evil patterns on the bones. It seems that it has been corroded for too many years. Xiao Yi resisted the coercion of the elf clan chief and flew over, with a look of remorse, and gave a big salute with great respect, and then cast her eyes into the coffin. Your Majesty, rest in peace. Xiao Yang also bowed and saluted him, and he deserves his respect for this hero who died of exhaustion in dealing with evil tribes outside the realm. Second brother, Your Majesty is deceased. Although these corpses have been corroded by evil forces, you have holy flames in your body, and they will be useful to you after purification. Accept them. Xiao Yi looked at the corpse of the crowned man, and said, the corpse of a reincarnation-level powerhouse, such a value, cannot be measured. These things are useless to me. Take them. They are of great value to you when you step into reincarnation. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he waved his big hand, and the dazzling amber flames directly burned those white bones. In almost a few breaths, the dark and black magic marks attached to the bones were actually purified, and those white bones are becoming more and more crisp, and there is an ancient fluctuation invisibly. When Xiao Yi saw this, she could only shake her head helplessly, and hurriedly used the purple flame to carefully take the Sensen bones, and put them in front of her as if she was looking at a baby. This majesty is also a hero. When the holy flame was burning the black energy, Xiao Yang vaguely captured a trace of the memory of the Fire Elf clan chief. Dai Anli, who is in the realm of strength and profound knowledge, once was the mainstay of countless forces in the Great Thousand Worlds in the First World War. She led the Fire Elves to make countless contributions, and was deeply revered by all beings in the Great Thousand Worlds. Two smart little guys, they can be regarded as my unfulfilled wish. Fortunately, I didn't become the eternal sinner of the Fire Elves. Goddess Yaoji, live forever, I am willing to follow for eternity. When Xiao Yi put her corpse in her bag, a magnetic female voice that dissipated resounded through the heavens and the earth, and then slowly dissipated. Congratulations to the senior. Congratulations to Patriarch Dai Anli, His Majesty. Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi bowed together and congratulated the real king of the Fire Elf clan. As for the token of the elf clan chief, the elf ring, which was also quietly placed on the corpse, was now obtained by Xiao Yi, the second chief of the Fire Elf clan. Words are worthy of their name. Boom. At the same time, outside the golden coffin, the first elder and the two elders suddenly felt an extremely majestic energy, swept out from the coffin. This level of power actually made the always quiet first elder face violent change. Not good. You must seal the golden coffin by hand, you must not let this guy come out. The great elder took the lead, ignoring the erosion of the evil power on his body, and endless flames bloomed, covering the golden coffin. Once the evil thoughts come back, their fire elves may not escape bad luck. Elder, wait a minute. This smell doesn't seem right. Just as Ma Lin and Yarrow Larugui were about to activate their power, they found that the power spreading from the golden coffin was not an evil aura. On the contrary, it was a kind of gentle power. This power is mixed with countless cyan filaments, and purple flames just emerged and burst into all the spaces in the elf's lair, and wherever it passes along the way, whether it is the residual evil atmosphere, the air has been purified the most. Goddess Yaoji appeared. In an instant, the three cast together and landed on the statue of Yaoji beside him. Except for the nest here, dozens of nests in the entire elf nest, with a long-lasting aura like a dragon awakening, slowly awakened and entangled her. The evil power has completely disappeared, and they have just woken up, although their eyes are wrong, but after feeling the cyan brilliance, they all cast their eyes on the Yaoji statue in the center of the nest with awe. At this time, on the statue of Yaoji, there were strands of purple halo, like a bright moon descending, paving the way for the entire elves' lair, and the light and peaceful atmosphere filled the hearts of dozens of fire elves. The evil thoughts are dead, and the prosperity of the fire elves is about to start. And all of this is probably related to Xiao Yi and his friend. The tip of his nose was sour, and a stream of sour and moving hot tears fell uncontrollably, streaking across the great elder's cheek, and the corner of his mouth was slightly hoarse and slowly said, "The demon is gone, the goddess Yaoji. The elves will prosper forever." The mighty voice swept through the entire elves' lair like thunder, making countless people feel warm. "Let's go, we've settled here, it's time to go back." But how do you get back to the statue of Goddess Yaoji from here? Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi looked at each other, a little stunned. Dian Anli, you have suffered for a long time. In this life, let's be so lonely. Reincarnate and reincarnate. At this moment, in this quiet void, the void suddenly became twisted, and a purple rune violently burned countless purple flames, completely burning the broken coffin in one fell swoop. The power of the elf and the bones of the elf were obtained by Xiao Yi. The last remaining elf breath and its imprint have been completely burned by Yaroji's move. In the dust that has disappeared, there is a faint whisper of reincarnation, which is extremely mysterious. "You two have done a good job, come with me." Yaoji's voice fell, and she casually tapped through the void, and Zaidu led the two back to her statue. "Your Majesty Yaroji." Xiao Yang and Xiao Yi looked at each other and followed them respectfully. If it wasn't for the guidance of the goddess Yaoji, with the blessing of the broken god execution ruler and the power of the holy pattern, I am afraid that the two of them would not be able to complete this predicament. "Your Majesty." The two quietly followed the goddess Yaoji, until Yaoji didn't move for a long time. They couldn't help but reminded loudly, but this time, when they returned to the space of Yaoji's statue, a scorching energy rushed towards them. Yaroji ignored it and brought the two to the center of the void. On the disc held up by the 9 elf stone statues, there seemed to be a very weak aura emerging. At this time, Yaoji was staring intently at the disc. With a sound, being pulled by the goddess Yaoji, a purple flame suddenly appeared on the disc, and there seemed to be some kind of creature looming in the flame. As that faint purple flame emerged, the amber rock soul fire in Xiao Yang's body shrank violently, trembled, and even his heart beat suddenly. An extremely frightening chill spread throughout the body, not only with an extremely rare fear, but also with an extremely crazy greed. This. Xiao Yi was also a little puzzled. The samsara mark between the eyebrows shone brightly and shone on the disc. Immediately, her eyes just stared at the disc. On the disc that was dragged up by the 9 elf stone statues, there was suddenly a trace of hot purple mist around it. The purple mist spread out, actually making this space completely quiet. This is. Xiao Yang forcibly restrained the surprise in his body, his eyes narrowed slightly and stared in front of him. The purple mist above the disc disappeared quietly, and the purple flame in front of him suddenly burned slightly, and even the void around the disc became distorted, and a graceful and weak elk lay quietly on it. The elk is full of purple, and on the beautiful body, there is no doubt that kindness, nobility, and gentleness are on display. There is a touch of pain and heat in the deer's eyes, and the whole body is shrunk into a spherical shape and coiled on the disc, with fluffy purple hair. It is extraordinarily warm, but the dark lines on it spread out, carrying a series of incomprehensible evil fluctuations, which turned out to make this elk miserable. Even so, between the two antlers of this elk, a faint purple flame slowly burned, and as the purple flame rose, the entire void had a very serious sense of distortion. Looking at it, Xiao Yang's 6-layer spiritual palace became restless, and Sheng Yang actually burst out with an extremely angry roar, a weak breath, and invaded. It seems that under this weak purple flame, even the many holy flames in Xiao Yang's body are now only dormant and a deep sense of anger. This is holy flame. The strong shock and the tenderness from the amber flames in his body deeply shocked Xiao Yang. When I first saw it, I didn't know what was on the plate, but when I saw it, I knew the shadow on the plate. The weak Xian elk's beast's eyes opened, watching Xiao Yang and Xiao Yang vigilantly, but when he noticed Yaoji's shadow, he suddenly let out a very intimate whisper. The one who appeared in front of you was one of the holy flames. It is ranked 10th on the holy flame list. The world calls it Yaoji Xian, only I call it Wulu Purple Spirit Flame. After the Xian elk murmured so much, Yaoji turned around and there was a rare heartache in her eyes. No, the world only knows its holy flame source technique, but they don't know that its antlers are elf horns, which are enough to isolate all poisons in the world. Wulu is the spirit of holy flame. In order to protect the source of holy flame, it has already run out of light. However, holy flame has also suffered extremely rare damage, so holy flame must be repaired before it can be used. The two of you, one is a disciple of the Holy King, and the other is a disciple of mine. The palms of your hands and the backs of your hands are full of flesh, you can choose for yourself. After a stick of incense, I will join hands with Wulu to use the power of other holy flames in your body as a guide to repair this holy flame together. Yaoji stared blankly at other places, and did not dare to look at Wulu at all, as if she was ashamed of it. Second brother. It's up to you to do this. I've achieved a lot. After a few minutes of touching, Xiao Yi smiled heartily, scratching his head and looking shy. You. This holy flame is made by relying on the goddess Yaoji, and you are carrying the seal of reincarnation under the crown of Yaoji. You are more important than me. Xiao Yang naturally knew what Xiao Yi was thinking, and scolded him directly and sternly. Do not. I don't want it. This holy flame is given to the second brother. The second brother needs it more than I do. Reincarnation is enough. Xiao Yi directly shook her head and said, her shy voice was filled with an irresistible firmness. What do you call a holy flame? Just let it go. You guy doesn't give me peace of mind at all. You must give me this. However, Xiao Yang shook his head and rejected Xiao Yi's kindness. This kind of important matter cannot be tolerated in the slightest. Whoa. Before Xiao Yang finished speaking, Xiao Yi suddenly closed her eyes, the cyan elf power in her body could no longer be suppressed, and the purple energy of samsara yin and the cyan energy actually began to slowly merge, even the cycle of samsara that had always stopped moving forward also began to loosen significantly. You're just making a fool of yourself. Seeing Xiao Yi doing her own way, a burst of anger swept out of Xiao Yang's chest. With the reincarnation of Yaoji's crown, in cooperation with this holy flame, Xiao Yi must also step into the peak of the Dakian world in the future, but this guy actually gave up such a great opportunity. Does he really think that holy flame is something that can be seen everywhere? Because you are my second brother. The moment Xiao Yi was enveloped in two-color energy, a long-standing voice, accompanied by an unruly proud voice, resounded. At the same time, Xiao Yi's mind kept recalling Xiao Yang's figure. Do-Chi continent, pure lotus demon saint, fire spirit. When she first came to Dakian, Zihua merged, became a spirit. Yaoji Dakian searched for the spiritual seal in the world, and reincarnated. One after another, the deep memories hidden by Xiao Yi poured in and out. Tears and emotions wrapped Xiao Yi's body, and she completely started her own road of reincarnation. You kid, you really have hard wings. When Xiao Yang heard the words, his body shook abruptly, a feeling of sourness poured into his heart from his nose, and there was a feeling of old tears on the corners of his eyes. This video will end here.